Next up, we have They Might As Well Be Dead from the Risk of Rain to Survivors of the Void soundtrack by Chris Christodoulou. Once again, everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here musically. So if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, members get early access to the music, artists, Chris Christodoulou, any other artist, musician out there. I want to collaborate with you. If you want guitars or Mongolian throat singing, you know, ooh, kind of thing, or anything. I have a whole spiel for that. Stick around for it. It's at the end of the video. I have the disclaimers now showing on your screen, so go ahead and pause the video if you want to read them in full. Otherwise, let's do this. They might as well be dead. Let's go. Okay, so we start with very ambient sounds. The first one we are hearing is this synth that is playing a melody, but it's also having its volume messed with. So what is happening over here is that we are having the melody, right? We're having the melody, and then we have, let's say this is the volume box, where this is 100% volume, and down here is 0%. And what we're doing right now with this melody, so while this is playing, this is the thing, we are just having the volume being messed around like this. We're actively moving around the volume. I do this with the guitar sometimes, where I just turn down the volume and back up, because it gives you that sense of like pulsating. The notes are not changing. The notes are not being repeated. They're being held once, and then the volume is being turned down and then back up. So it's very, very nice. And for as a Beatles fan, I prefer the Beach Boys. Let's see where this goes. So we do have some other percussions. We have that Zetar. I don't know what that is, but it's an Eastern instrument. So mainly ambient. And this melody that is being faded in back out, I would say that would be our initial motif. Motif being the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. Let's see where it goes. There we go. We got like this steel pan percussion giving us another version of the melody. We bring percussion finally for a proper beat. It changes the feeling of it, because we're repeating everything now. It just changes the feeling completely. I have to bring it up. I haven't been bringing it up as often as I probably should, but there you go. If you want to hear another example of how much your accompaniment, your drums, your bass can really, really change the feeling of your song, listen to the intro of The Mirror by Dream Theater. Mirror by Dream Theater. You have the guitar doing the exact same thing for a full minute, which is called an ostinato, by the way. You have that. Chong, 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 chong. Full minute of that for 1 minute. And while that happens, the drums, the synth, the bass, they change around the guitar. And there are points when it's genuinely difficult to tell that the guitar is still doing the exact same thing. So let's see. And yes, it is, Monchi. Yes, it's the first time we've referenced The Mirror today. I need to do better. So, yeah, let's see where this goes. Oh, we bring another percussion now, a tambourine. Which, for those of you who haven't seen, because I think the other one is bongos, but we have a tambourine. The tambourine, of course, everybody's probably seen one of these. This very lovely, lovely instrument over here. Let's see where this goes. And yes, get golden skillet, yes. Just adding this, we add a bass drum now. Ooh. So yeah, it turns out the initial motif is now being carried more in the accompaniment, so it wasn't really a motif, it was a riff. Riff being a motif that is usually put through an ostinato, which is when you repeat something over and over again, which is then played on either a guitar or a bass or a keyboard, one of the contemporary band instruments. Let's see where this goes. So now we have, instead of being one single note, they're full chords that are being played, and we have other melodies happening around this. Let's see where it goes. Oh, the bass line is really nice. There we go. And high up, we still have another synth giving us another variation of that melody. So, riff/motif. There we go, and we introduce our first guitar solo. So, when it comes to music, you want to keep a very careful balance between what is familiar and what is new. Too much familiarity, too much of the same thing, too much repetition, you risk boring the listener, they tune out. Too much new material too quickly, you risk overwhelming the listener, they tune out. There is one universal exception to this, which is solos. It doesn't matter what genre you're in, it doesn't matter what instruments you're using, as long as you bring a solo, as long as it's cool enough and as long as it fits enough, you can get away with anything. So yeah, we're having that right now with the guitar. Very nice and smooth, kind of reminds me of a Santana a little bit. So let's see where it goes. Nice. Yeah, very Santana-esque. I like it. Same thing, played a little bit higher. Nice. Let's see. Ooh, very nice. And we're having sometimes some of the other instruments doing what is called a doubling. Doubling being when you have more than one instrument playing the same thing at the same time. And it's so smooth. It's so smooth, and the thing is, the melodies are not that complex, which just goes to show that you often don't need super complicated, super convoluted ideas to make things work. Of course, there's the expression of less is more, and cases like this one, for example, a guitarist that absolutely proves this point is Slash. During his tenure in Guns N' Roses. You listen to solos from songs like Sweet Child O' Mine or November Rain. Those solos, like November Rain, is a solo so unbelievably simple. Like, the solo is extremely simple. It's one of the easiest solos to learn, but Slash plays it with such feeling and such passion and everything that even though the first, 15 seconds of the solo is 2 notes, it's just wonderful. And right now we're having, of course, as I said, kind of like the Santana approach where we're seeing something like this. Let's see where this goes. Very nice. And we're adding some of the stuff that the guitar is playing is slowly being added, some of those parts, to the accompaniment. Like, you can hear the keyboard kind of emulating some of what the guitar is doing here and there, which begs the question whether or not this was an improvised solo, if it was a composed solo, which is a really good question to ask. So let's see. Are you an AI? No, human, I am not an AI. Well, what do you mean I am not an AI? I could not possibly be an AI. I am a human just like you. Walking on 2 legs, am I right? Breathing through the lungs, am I right? Paying taxes, am I right? Let's see where this goes. So yeah, we're having doublings done with another guitar. We bring in this once again. Ooh. We take a little break, we take away the bass drum. We're using some reversed, backwards playing. Let's see. You're not right on paying taxes? Normal people do. Normal people pay their taxes. Yeah. Yeah. It's the lizard, it's the lizard people that are in power, they're the ones not paying taxes. There you go. So, let's see where this goes. Oh. So now we bring a Zetar, whatever that was. Ooh. New. Oh, it's really cool. So we now have, so in the background we are having a variation, a variation sounds like a reduced version. So reduction being when you speed up some music. The initial riff that we had was very slow. It was very slow, and now we're having one synth doing a faster version of it, which still sounds pretty slow compared, especially to the other synth that is playing arpeggios. Very, very fast. Arpeggio is when you play a chord one note at a time. Another example I can bring up over here on my keyboard. You have the chord C major. If I arpeggiate it. And we are like he's doing more complex arpeggios than this, with some accents here and there. Accents in music, accents being for accentuation, where you have specific points being highlighted in the rhythm of a melody. So let's see where this goes. Ooh. These arpeggios are really good. We bring in the drum kit. And that other synth is giving us that original version of the idea with the reduction. It's faster. Oh. All right, and we bring in the guitar doing another. So in the world of music, there's also the term lick. A lick for guitars is a melody. A lick is just a melody. A melody usually played in a very specific way, because one of the issues with a guitar is the fretboard. There are many, many ways of playing the same thing in many different ways. So, like if I show you a guitar over here, the way a guitar works is that you have each individual fret over here represents a semitone in this scale. Same as how in the keyboard you have the black and white keys, you just have frets in the guitar. And each of these strings are going to be a starting point for the scales. For example, the lowest string usually is tuned to E. And then you can just play every fret is going to be, and that therefore becomes the 12th fret. And the thing is, after that, you have A above that. So then you have A starting from this point. Upwards to the 12th fret. And the problem becomes, if you ask a guitarist, play me a C major scale, the guitarist is gonna panic. Not because they don't know a C major scale, well, that's usually the case, but the question is gonna be, from where? Because if I ask a pianist, play me C major from middle C, okay, middle C, here. The problem is with guitar, C, middle C, or at least C on guitar, what usually would be middle C, is over here in the 3rd fret of the 5th string, or in the 8th fret on the 6th string. And if you go for absolute middle C, then that is an octave higher, so that's over here on the 3rd string. It's going to be on the 5th fret, or on the first fret in the next string, or up here, or up here. There's a bunch of different points. So usually when guitarists have melodies, they are going to introduce them in the forms of licks, when it's pretty much just the melody being played in the way that the guitarist is playing them, which is also a nice melody. Right now we're doing the guitar kind of like a solo, and we're having the rest of the ensemble kind of like accommodate to that solo. It's very, very cool. We're having a lot of what is called canonic imitation. Canonic imitation is when you have other instruments copying what is happening, or another part. It's part of call and response. Call and response being a musical conversation, when you have part 1 starting something when it ends, part 2 starts when that ends, part 1 starts, back and forth, call response. And canonic imitation is basically you imitate just from the range. So a good example that I can bring right now, we can have this very lovely C major motif. Then we can have this being part 1, part 2. So you can hear how it feels like you're going back and forth, not like I'm just playing the piano from two different points. It actually feels like it's two separate parts doing these things. We're doing something like that, except we are still having the rest of the synths and the ambience, just giving us this very ominous feeling to this rest of the track. And oh boy, let's see where this goes. The trombone, nice. There we go, and we are having more guitars in the background as well. And the guitar has now engaged in what is called a harmonized melody. Harmonized melody, also known as parallel motion in Counterpoint. Counterpoint being the use of melodies, the development of melodies, the study of melodies, how they develop, how they interact with one another, usually under the context of having more than one. If you want to listen to any insane counterpoint, just listen to the father of all counterpoint, J.S. Bach, his 2 and 3 part inventions, and his fugues are out of this world, because they are as counterpoint gets. So the purpose of parallel motion is, of course, in counterpoint we have 3 main types of motion. We have contrary, we have similar, and we have parallel. Contrary motion is when you have 2 melodies starting from 2 different points in the scale going the opposite direction. So let's say we have these 2 melodies over here. We have melody 1, melody 2. And if we have them going in contrary motion, if this one goes down, the other one goes up. And if this one goes back up, the other one goes back down. Which would sound like this. Then we have the concept of similar motion, which is a little bit more complicated. Usually it means that the melodies are mostly going in the same direction. It's just that things are going to change in between. Similar motion is usually where species counterpoint comes in, which is a little bit more of a complicated. It's like notes per note. So we could have something like this, right? That kind of thing. And then there is parallel motion, which is you have 2 melodies doing the exact same thing from different points. We usually unofficially call it just harmonized melodies, because we're just adding more layers to this thing over here, where now we're having the melody being harmonized by a second layer of the guitar. Let's see where this goes. Oh, very nice. And we bring it up an octave. So we escalate by just going up the scale and playing the same thing from a higher point. Very creative, very nice, very effective. Because once again, when you're making music, you're doing one of 2 things. You are building tension or you're resolving that tension. Point in between, we usually call it cadence. And what have we done over here? BTCHP, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. So we are having these, let me just mark this over here before I forget. Thank you. I very much appreciate your continued support. For those of you who just got your memberships, enjoy your status, your badge, and your early access. So, we have this cadence, and a good way of building tension is by just doing the same thing up an octave. We are playing the same thing, just from a higher range. Let's see where it goes. Ah, very nice. We had the drums there doing some accents. Very nice. And right now it's mainly the guitars and the bass that are taking care of this. The rest of the synths have taken more of a like a background, like pure accompaniment. We are really leaning in to these. This is insane. Welcome, Alan. Very climactic, you can see very, very climactic. And we're having the bass sometimes doubling it. This is really nice. And you can tell this is our version of the motif now. Very nice. Ooh, we have a couple of more hits. everything goes away and we bring back a recapitulation of the start of the track. We let it play out, and we let it echo out, and it ends. So we end it with what is called a recapitulation. We use the intro as the outro, and absolutely brilliant. Regon, welcome today. Welcome to the Mosh Pit. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. How you doing? So there you go. That was They Might As Well Be Dead from the Risk of Rain 2 Survivors of the Void soundtrack. That was really, really fun, dude. Once again, everybody, this has been a Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician and composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, if we somehow hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before Christmas of 2025, I will take a single fan fiction of the choice of the community, and I will fully produce, record, and voice act an audiobook for it. We also had a member offer to do what's called a Discord Nitro giveaway. We're probably going to do video game giveaways to that extent as well. We'll see. We'll see. If you have any other ideas or you want to contribute to the hype, let me know. We'll make as much of it happen as possible. This has to be achieved through legitimate and honest means only. No account duping, no botting, no buying followers, no alt accounts, no rat behaviors like that. Instead, go share the streams, the videos with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two very distinct concepts, by the way. With your online and offline communities, go share the videos and use the hype function on YouTube. I don't know how it works, but we have a group on the Discord that does. Link down below. Go check out with them. Artists, Chris Todolu, or any other artist on YouTube. If you want to collaborate, if you want any of my music skills, whether it is my guitars, my Mongolian throat singing, you know, the good old ooh, 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 ooh kind of thing, or regular singing, or voice acting, or if you want help figuring out anything for your compositions, let me know. We'll make as much of it work out as possible. And if you're in the audience and you know any artists that could benefit from it, let them know. Please do not harass anyone. Please do not spam anyone. Don't be a rat about it. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays. And if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, at least for the LFAs. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting every 3.5 seconds, I will be linking it in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned message, the pinned comment in the video. It has the instructions on what to do. If you are on the live stream, you can go ahead and start requesting now. And if you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim for Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. If you're not if you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch. So, if you live in Ohase and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. Just go to the Discord or the Twitch, both linked down below, and it will show in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel because, of course, I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the gaming after show recordings when they happen. We record them on the main channel, then they get put on the gaming channel. We've been playing through Silent Hill F Vintage Story, and I have an entire list, massive list of all the games that I want to play, which is most games from the last 20 years. So yeah, check it out. Check it out. Link down below, or just search on YouTube, same username as James R. Basterd. Just swap the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you go. That was They Might As Well Be Dead. Very nice and chill. Like, Cruz's stuff is really good. Like, Risk of Rain music is so good. Really, really good stuff. But, yeah, let's move on.